Ever wondered why you might not be perceived as high status as you'd like? Could it be that you're making these common mistakes? Today, we're exploring that very topic, shedding light on those all too easy to fall into pitfalls that can undermine anyone's status, no matter your station in life. And the best part? Once you're aware of them, they're completely avoidable. So stick around. You might just discover something surprising about yourself. So, let's dive into the first mistake that could be sabotaging your status. Mistake number 1, over-apologizing. It's a mistake we've all made, and while apologies are crucial when we're in the wrong, too many sorries can make us appear less confident and assertive. So, why does this happen? Over-apologizing often stems from an overactive guilt complex, a desire to avoid confrontation, or a lack of self-esteem. It's like a neon sign broadcasting our insecurities. Take this example. You're late to a meeting and you say, "I'm sorry for being late." That's appropriate. But if you continue with, "I'm sorry for taking up your time. I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that," it's like you're on an apology spree, and it can make you seem less confident. Instead, express your regret once, accept responsibility, and move on. This shows both respect for others' time and respect for yourself. Remember, apologies are necessary when you've done something wrong, but excessive apologies can diminish your perceived status. The second common mistake is constantly seeking validation. This is an easy trap to fall into. We all crave approval and acceptance, but when we rely on others to validate our worth, it can quickly diminish our perceived status. It's like handing over your self-esteem to someone else and saying, "Here, you decide." This need for external validation often stems from a lack of self-confidence or self-esteem. But remember, your worth isn't determined by someone else's opinion of you. It's determined by you and you alone. So how do you stop seeking validation from others? Start by recognizing your own achievements, no matter how small. Celebrate your own victories. Practice self-love and self-care. And most importantly, believe in yourself. Once you start validating yourself, you'll notice a shift in how people perceive you. You'll radiate confidence and high status. Seeking validation from others can make you appear low status. Trust in your own worth. The third mistake people often make is not setting boundaries. Now, boundaries aren't just lines on a map. They're invisible lines we draw around ourselves to protect our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. When we fail to establish these boundaries, we leave ourselves open to exploitation, disrespect, and even abuse. This, in turn, can lower our perceived status. Imagine you're a well-respected artist who never says no to requests. Over time, people begin to take advantage of your kindness, asking for free art, demanding unreasonable deadlines and more. Your status diminishes, as does your self-respect. So how can you avoid this? Start by recognizing your worth. Say no when you need to. Communicate your limits clearly and consistently. It's okay to prioritize your needs and feelings. Remember, you teach people how to treat you by showing them what you're willing to accept. Setting boundaries is crucial for maintaining your status and self-respect. So, there you have it. The 3 common mistakes that could be making you appear low status. Firstly, we delved into the trap of over-apologizing. It's important to realize that while saying sorry when you've genuinely made a mistake is a sign of maturity, overdoing it can lead to a perception of weakness or insecurity. It's about striking that perfect balance, where your apologies are meaningful and not just reflexive. Next, we grappled with the issue of constantly seeking validation. Remember, it's great to value the opinion of others, but your self-worth should not hinge on external approval. Being confident in your own worth and decisions is a strong indicator of high status. It's all about finding the right balance between being open to feedback, but not being dependent on it. Lastly, we explored the concept of boundaries, or rather the lack thereof. Setting and respecting boundaries is a sign of self-respect and respect for others. It's crucial to understand that it's okay to say no, to stand your ground, and to protect your personal space and time. These 3 areas, over-apologizing, seeking validation, and lack of boundaries, are pitfalls that can inadvertently project a low status image. By being aware of these and actively working to avoid them, you can help maintain and even elevate your status. Avoid these mistakes and watch your status soar. Thanks for watching, and remember, your status is in your own hands.